everybody that everybody in your house has COVID.
Stop it. And we're live. We're not gonna hold up the screen, so people will drop in. Hello, everyone. I'm David Stringer.
I'm Matt Stokey.
Stokey over there. No, not that guy. And that guy is Anton LaPlume, and he's sitting in my office. How's it going?
I figured we would have figured this out.
So welcome, Anton, to the office of David Stringer, 768, Insignia, Covenant Clean, your configurator. What are the other companies I have?
All-around enterprise guy.
So much with Anton LaPlume.
So Anton is here this weekend to do some work towards his new EP for Side Hustle. So he and his girlfriend, Chelsea Michelle, are in town here to work with us and do some. So we're glad to have you on the recap show.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me on. It's great to be here.
Mr. Stokey, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, David Stringer. I just called you by your full name and didn't call you Dave. I will call you Dave before the end of the day.
Little fun fact about Dave Stringer. He actually has 4 names: David Netting Cop Stringer. So if you want to call me by my full name, get it right.
Wow.
So many syllables.
All right, so how is our sound coming through? Any comments out there? Ooh, Alice. Hello, Alice. How's our sound coming through? Because I'm really concerned about production value.
I think it sounds great from here, but let's see what people say.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah, because Anton, we're going to be recording his show that will be on air June 29th or dropped on June 29th. So, all right, we got a good little crew, 6 people. My whole family's logged in. All right.
Thank God. Thank God for the Stringer family et al.
All right, so we have a hot 30 minutes, actually 25 minutes at this point. Valerie's in. Valerie says it sounds good. Awesome.
Hi, Val.
We need to have you, Valerie, on the show. We
do.
Talking about it. So, all right. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the shit. So, Mr. Stokey, how's your week been? We need to talk about vacation.
My week has been terrific. I've actually got I got kind of busy, which is nice. Got things going on. A couple of fun projects on the photography side. Not much going on the acting side, as you can imagine. We're still figuring that out moment by moment, but a couple of fun things coming up that I'm working on with some folks at Broadway.com. It's going to be pretty cool. So I've been starting work on that. It's going to be. I'm not being cryptic on purpose. I'm being cryptic because I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I got to get out of town last weekend for a couple of days. It was so much needed. So needed to get out of the city, and it's not even because of all the craziness that has been going on here, obviously, and just the shutdown. But I very seldom go more than a couple of months without getting off the island since I've lived here in 25 years. I just usually feel cooped up. I'll go out and visit your cousin Patrick, or I'll go, just somewhere. But it had been since, I don't know, March 1st is when I got back in town. So it was time. It was time, and there was air, and there were cows, and there were antique shows, and really yummy food, and a swimming pool, and
did you do any cow tipping?
Do you know? Oh,
have you ever done cow tipping?
Please add that to Stokey Stories somewhere.
Oh yes,
it's such a good story. We were so stupid. We were so stupid.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we thought you could do it. We really did. We thought they slept standing up.
Nope.
Fun story.
Oh, well, that's going to have to be on a Stokey story. Hi, Marita. Marita is in. Chelsea Michelle is in. Hello, Chelsea. Billy. Oh, Billy Bagley is nice. In. Billy. All right.
Oh, my friend Lisa Fertini Gray from my high school and grade school days. Look at this. We're all over the country now.
Sweet.
This is crazy.
All right, so vacation was good. What else? Anything else good happened in New York this week?
It was calm, which is nice. It was pretty much business as usual. We've reopened to a certain extent. They're starting to crack down on the bars here because the bars got a little bit out of control. Which it's Midtown Manhattan. I get it. It's bar culture. And there's a bar every other street or every other storefront. So it got a little out of control the first couple of weekends, and I understand that they're cracking down a little bit just to get it under wraps. And because you can't go in, you're not allowed in. It has to be all outside. So it does kind of pose a safety issue when, I came back from the weekend away, and there were just hundreds of people on the sidewalks drinking beers in cups with straws, and they hand out these pouches, like blood pouches of yummy mixed drinks, and they're like grown up Capri Suns, and it's but everybody's outside, and it's and a lot of people weren't wearing masks, and people got all freaked out. I have mixed feelings about all of that, but more so, I was thinking, great, now we're going to add into all this nonsense people getting run over by cars. So, it does pose a problem, and the cops we're not cracking down on it very much, just to kind of give the restaurants a chance to get back open. But there are some issues they need to work out while we're still doing this curbside thing, because it looked a little like Mardi Gras, and it's very unsafe because the streets aren't shut down. They're not shut down. So it was massive crowds. Yeah, and they don't care, and people are going to end up, there's going to be arguments, and people are going to get shoved in front of cars, and then we have a whole other thing, which we just don't need here. You know what? We just don't.
Yeah, you don't need that.
But there's a lot more retail open, and for the most part, people are doing it right, and people are ordering takeout, and some of the retail shops have opened up, slowly, but a lot of New York is in phase 3, and some are even in phase 4, but not us. We're still in phase 1, and it's okay. It's, as long as we don't see spikes. I know a lot of places around the country are seeing these spikes, and that's going to continue to happen. I don't foresee it as being as bad as what happened here, because there's just not the population density. It won't be like it was here in New York, but
agreed. Yeah.
And also, cases don't necessarily equal people dying. It doesn't have to be that way. 98% of people like myself don't get it very badly, but any is too many, and we need to be better about it. A lot of places need to be better about it. But it's moment by moment, and people trying to do the right thing, and New York is no different. And I watch one thing a day. The only news I watch every day is I watch our governor, and he's a very measured guy, and he's done a great job. And I don't give a damn whether he's Democrat, Republican, or in between. He's done a great job with this particular thing, and it could have been a lot worse. So I watch that. I look at the numbers. I look at how it's opening up, and I'm encouraged. Theater is a different thing. Who knows when we're going to get to go back to Broadway? That's going to be a long way, but the city is trying to do things right. So it's been a quieter week. Has been great. I'm happy with it. So.
Yeah. We needed a quiet week. Car business is rocking and rolling. We had dealership after dealership talk to us this week, tell us they are selling in some places selling more cars now than they were last year. That the sales are up. Wow. Right. Yeah. And I think that has to do with 8 weeks of pent up demand. When you have a steady car business,
sure.
I mean, you can kind of rely on a particular cadence of sales, and then all of a sudden stops. Well, you're building that pent up demand. So right now, June is on fire for the car business, and we're seeing it through our system and all of that stuff. So
is it car buying season right now? Like people going into the summer? Is that when people buy cars?
So there's 3 different car buying seasons. Oddly enough, the first one happens around tax time. So people after January are kind of they've saved up, or they crushed it in Christmas. They don't have any money, and February is cold. Nobody wants to do anything, especially in upper states. March things start to thaw out everywhere, and everybody's waiting in March to get their tax rebate in April, so they buy cars in April. So April, May are generally pretty good car months. June generally falls off pretty well.
Right.
And then July and August, for whatever reason, suck usually. And then it picks back up again in the fall, right before school starts for some weird reason. And then again at the end of the year. So there's these 3 humps in the year that generally cars sit. You see. So I was talking to a dealership, and we actually were going to talk about this on our Insignia podcast next Wednesday. If you're feeling wild about the car business, you want to tune in, 1:00 next Wednesday. Anyway, that because taxes got delayed till July 15th, guess what everybody's going to do in July? They're not only they're going to, buy cars and want to go on vacation, they're buying cars because they got their tax return. Hold on, I'm going to take a call from one of my managers. Yes, Kim Callahan, you're on the air, literally.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah, you're done. You're live. Hello. They can't hear you. They just see me talking on the phone. Everything good?
Anton.
Yes. Okay.
What should we do?
I guess we're just gonna hang out. We'll wait, David. No problem, bro. We'll wait.
Oh, she hung up on me. Nice. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. Yep, you did, Kim Callahan. Yep, you're famous now. Anyway, no, we're good. Yes, Chris Dorton says high schoolers. Chris is from our company as well. She says high schoolers need cars. So that's why, you're going to see a bunch of – so I think it's going to be a hell of a car season through the summer. It's going to be rocking and rolling.
Well, that kind of echoes like what you were saying was sort of echoes, I guess, how the economy generally works. I mean, there are Broadway seasons too. It's right after Christmas. You don't open a Broadway show in January, February. Nobody's coming to town. Everybody's saving their money. It's cold. It's shitty. And then in the spring, fantastic. Summer takes a little bit of a dip because a lot of people in New York leave. They get out of town. And then, right after near the end of the summer, really busy. Right after Labor Day, like everywhere in the summer. And then, of course, the holidays, everything goes crazy. So it's the same kind of thing. So that's also one of the things we're looking at in New York is it's about, because it's such a tourist town. When's that going to happen? That's going to be the biggest question for New York City is not just reopening things and not just telling us, hey, Broadway, you can reopen. We figured out ways to put people in theaters and all that stuff. Fantastic. Nobody here to see it.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we going to do that? So maybe I'll just go
at the show. The Cara English show that dropped on Monday. So I wanted to have her on originally because she was on this guy's podcast, Bottom of the Bill. Check it out. He shared it in the Fortune Toilet Paper Fortune Cookie group. So check it out. But Cara was on there, and she was so smart and such a great intuitive business owner. And we got to know a little bit of her background, and you kind of heard where she came from. So I'm not going to spoil anything. And she's made such smart decisions in a really tough environment to create something that is not the typical music venue. And Alice, we're definitely going to. Alice says she wants to go to the Blue Jay. 100%. Yep. I can't wait to go. We're gonna go and even hang out with Cara and get to know her better and understand the operation even because she's. It was such a great episode and. Oh, hi, Cara. She just joined us. Yeah. Anyway, talking about Cara, she was terrible on the show. And no, we're kidding. You have to go back and watch. We were totally kidding. You were fantastic. So that's what I really liked is that she was able to really translate a lot of her background into a very smart business model. And we're so excited she's reopening this week. So what was your favorite part of the episode, Matt?
I loved learning about how they're being allowed to reopen down there, like what the difference is. A lot of what we talk about on the show is the differences between areas around the country, and basically knowing that New York is going to be last, I had a couple of questions for her about capacity, about where they put people, how they were testing people. It was so interesting to see somebody from Florida, which has been sort of a hot button since the beginning, and to know that people like her are taking every single precaution possible, with the obvious outcome being if you don't, they'll shut you down.
Right.
So it was so interesting to see how pragmatic she was being, while also already having a business model that lent itself to people not partying but listening to music. I like to find. I was interested to find that out about the Blue Jay. That why it's called a listening room is because you don't go there to stand at the bar and scream at your friends while the house band is playing behind you.
Yeah.
You go to listen to music, and it seemed to me like that's a great business model for right now, because people aren't going to be aspirating in each other's faces the whole freaking time. They're going to be sitting there listening and having a drink, you know what I mean, and not screaming at each other. And I love that. I would love to go to a place like that. There aren't many of those places like that here in New York, other than the clubs that are really expensive. You can go to the Blue Note and listen and pay $75 to listen to jazz all night.
Yeah.
It's which is awesome. But I would love to go somewhere and listen to new music in that kind of a situation. Even though she's going to have to charge a little bit more, I would go. I love listening to her business model for how it's going to open up. It's great.
I think people are going to be more than willing to pay a little bit more. And I mean, I love the idea, and hopefully she's able to put it into play, of bringing in a caliber of talent that drives the price up even more. And what I mean by that is just a bigger name playing in a smaller, more intimate venue can demand those, better ticket prices. So I think, I hope that is a reality that comes to bear for Blue Jay and all listening rooms, around.
I'm in a band. She should book the Wilson van. We should go up to Jacksonville.
Hell yeah, do it. I'll go to that show.
All
we need to do is get Patty down there, and we're fine. Let's see how easy that is.
Yeah. Well, and it would be a funny thing to try to do that show for the Wilson van in there, because you could actually put out like a bidding war, and I believe you would have ticket prices that would be stupidly expensive just to get in the door. The
only problem being is that Mark always likes to, take a 100-watt amp with him and, plug in. Not exactly the room for that.
There is no room for that anymore.
Right.
There is no.
He seriously carries around a 100-watt EVH amp head. Like that's his baby.
Oh boy,
that's hilarious.
We can talk about that. I can talk about that all day.
The first time we played the State Theater, he came in and he had a brand new EVH head, and he put it on top of a 4x12 cabinet, and he plugged it in. I was like, "What are you possibly thinking?" And it was right behind us. We were the two guitar players, and he's like, "It's fucking great. It's so loud." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't hear. It's so loud." Nothing is ever too loud for Mark Wilson. God bless him.
At least it was a theater where you did that. I know guys are doing that in small clubs. You're like, bro, there's max 200 people that fit in this room, and there's no way that you wouldn't need that in an amphitheater these days anymore. No. There's no reason that you have that in this tiny club. We're never playing here again, by the way. Just letting you know.
You just blew it out for the future.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, so how are we doing on time? We're perfect. Good deal. So next week, let's promo Monday's show. This is going to be a great show.
Oh, Richard.
This is Richard. So why don't you kind of tease this show a little bit?
How do you want me to do that, Dave?
Just talk about it, man.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic one, and I have a feeling it's going to be part one of maybe a series with Rich Blanche. Rich is an old dear friend of mine, known him for 20-some years. He is the entrepreneur's entrepreneur, as you know now, David. The things that Rich has accomplished in about 25 years of starting businesses and selling businesses, it's extraordinary. The amount of experience that he can share with us, we had to stop. We had to stop, sort of right when we were just getting going. He's an amazing guy. His whole family is incredible. I've had a chance to work with him many times before, but the stuff he's doing right now, he explains what IoT is, which is, I guess, what everybody's doing now, the Internet of Things. And I had no idea what it was. So tune in on Monday if you don't know what IoT is, and it turns out it's taking over the world. And when he explains to us what their first product was that they started to develop in IoT, Dave and I just sat there with our mouths open. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff, and it makes me feel like, I'm an actor.
Now, easy. What is amazing about it that comes out in the show, and I'm gonna talk around it, so you have to go and watch the show to see what the product is. And what's amazing is that you could absolutely see this product being pitched on Shark Tank, and that someone is passionate about this particular industry and has come up with this idea that's amazing, and they bring this particular product to Shark Tank. And that's not what he actually did. They actually sat back and went, well, we have this amorphous technology. What should we do with it? And I can't tell you how flippin' awesome that is to be an entrepreneur who has, it's like having a golden goose egg and going, what should we do with this golden goose egg? And the world is your oyster. I mean, you could do anything with it. I mean, it's just like, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
as I've known,
from a totally different perspective that
yeah.
It from moment one, it blew me away.
Yeah.
And
as I've known for years, and as you certainly discovered, and I didn't give you all of his background, but Rich plays on a different level than most people, not just like entrepreneurs like you and I and Anton. It's a different level. Like the people he has on his contacts, it's next level stuff. It's about as high as you get, and yet
even the 1% of the 1%, I'm convinced of it.
Yeah. And the thing is, as he explains a little bit, it's gotten to the point where he wants to make sure that it's doing something. It's a little bit. It's a nod to Jessica Michaels. What was
Part of the Hustle?
No. The name of her damn it. Entrepreneurship. Oh my God, I'm blowing it.
Yes, you are. The Wings. It's the
no. The name of her episode. Oh,
damn! You just did it to me.
blah, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship.
Purpose-driven entrepreneurship.
Purpose-driven
entrepreneurship.
That's where Rich is living right now. To do stuff. I was like, purpose-driven. I'm like, okay. I was like, there's a book, something, said something, A Dog's Life. No, purpose-driven something. Same thing. So anyway, it's tune in Monday. He's an extraordinary guy, and I have a feeling that we're going to have him back on as the it's Mercury retrograde. So true.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it's called being 48 is what it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I hope you guys can tune in on Monday. It's going to be really, really cool. And Rich is a really good guy. We have a couple of. It's the first time we ever had some internet glitches, but we're trying to work our way through that. It's one of the things I found out during this pandemic is that every time I watched another one of these shows, like Reunited Apart with Josh Gad and some of these things like with John Krasinski, the amount of rich and famous people who have crappy internet is amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. I've seen three different like Zoom meetings with Steven Spielberg, and it's like I'm like, Steven Spielberg, you invented this shit. Like, I'm like, Steven Spielberg, get better internet, buddy.
You can't get a fiber run to your house as much money as you have. Come on.
These guys have lived outside of the realm of DIY for so long.
I know.
You have no idea how to do anything themselves. when I saw some of these live streams, we can save most of it for my podcast, but when I saw some of these live streams from these like pop artists, and I saw what they're doing, I was like, we're doing it better than you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
How is that? We have not even on the same level of the resources that you guys have, but they don't have to think like that anymore.
Right. And you don't really need it. I mean, that's what's amazing is like, your internet is great. I'm on a wired connection to a fiber. My internet is freaking ridiculously good here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I mean,
I'm just wondering if somebody said to Steven Spielberg, Steven, now are you hooked up with an Ethernet cord? What?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it back there?
Stand in this spot in my house, it seems to do better.
It was so bizarre. But anyway, So Rich lives in the middle of Beacon in this beautiful area upstate. So I'm not surprised. As he said he's it's not about that. It's about the actual cords coming into his house. It's not about the router. But it's great. It's great. We forgive a lot right now. So tune in on Monday. And I can't wait. We're gonna do more with Anton tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. So hey, for all those that are on, we got 12 people watching, and we have 16 people who have subscribed on YouTube.
Nice.
That's pretty lame. So we got 200 and something. So if you watch this later, go out, help us out, subscribe to our YouTube channel. The podcast on the audio is doing pretty good. So make sure you're downloading those episodes and give us. Oh, the important thing that we found out, we're DIY here. We're trying to figure this out. If you will rate the podcast on whatever platform you're on, give us 5 stars, give us a review even. That is helpful for us and kind of gets us growing. So if you like what you're hearing, and you want to keep us around, go and like some stuff,
Right on.
All right. We are right at 7 o'clock. You've got to get to
going up to the roof, going up to pay tribute to our healthcare workers, going to the roof.
For your second live of the evening.
That's exactly right.
So we appreciate you tuning in. All right.
Thanks,
next
everybody.
podcast drops on Monday, about 6-ish is kind of when we drop them. So YouTube, and it's also on the podcast platform. So that's Anton. That's Matt Stokey over there. And I'm David Stringer. This is the Toilet Paper Fortune Cookie podcast live recap show. Thanks for joining in.
Have a great weekend.
Say that again.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
See you later.